and you realize you have an 8,000 conquest cap ahead of you before you can get your full set of PvP gear. Oh, and on top of that, you'll need another 80,000 honor before you can fully upgrade that gear. Now when saying this, I know exactly what someone is thinking. So what, bro? It's an MMO. That is part of the grind. This is exactly what we wanted, right? To be able to spam PvP and get your PvP gear. Well, here's the problem. You'll see that you have 8,000 conquest to farm, and in order to get that conquest, you'll have to do the juicy content like arena and rated battlegrounds. The stuff that you bought the game for in the first place. You know, unlike Torghast, which by the way, if you really did buy the game for Torghast, you probably also got baited by Warfronts.
Oh. I gotta get this knocked out. I literally just auto-ran into this zone.
The problem is when you have no achievements, no experience, and on top of that no gear, your experience looks something like this. Now that is not to say that you won't find someone eventually. You know, after an hour you may find a guy that's willing to play, and your eyes light up with the hopes of finding a potential arena partner. But after the first loss, you find out that that guy you were hoping would be your arena partner is, well, and then you're back to waiting for another hour. And then you're back to waiting for another hour. You see, this is the problem. Who in their right mind would ever want to go through a cycle like this? There is no way I would ever want to do this over again without the help of friends. It's honestly miserable for a game that I'm paying $15 a month for. Something has to be done about the LFG system for the time being. And because of the mentality of players in 2021, a solo queue system would go a long way. And if I'm being honest, I'm pretty confident that Blizzard will add some type of competitive PvP solo queue system, but the question is, when? Well, since our last video, we did get a response by Blizzard, which is better than we got in BFA. Now I want to thank everyone that did share my last video, because you guys really had a part in getting this to their attention. During BlizzCon Online, Blizzard came out and made a few statements on the topic. When asked if they had any plans to update their LFG tool to make groups easier, Blizzard came out and said that they would love to, and they want to hear more from the community on what we want. They also said that it's something that they would work on, but probably not something for patch 9.1. And when asked about solo queue, they stated that previously they believed activities like arena and rated battlegrounds should be done in organized groups. However, if the community feels passionate about the implementation of solo queue, they would like to continue hearing from the community regarding this topic. So essentially Blizzard is saying they want to hear more from us, huh? Well, I have a lot to say, and in order to get through this quickly, I'm just going to be honest and go down the list. Here we go. I honestly can't understand how the WoW team is choosing to prioritize content like Torghast, which players clearly don't enjoy, over things like improving the LFG system. Why won't Chains of Domination or patch 9.1 look to solve this issue? What could be more important than helping players experience the reason why they purchased the game? The LFG tool is how 90% of the player base experience all types of endgame content that you have worked so hard on. An easy fix would just be an option for players to check a box saying that they are interested in said content, and the LFG tool should scan the game for other players who are also looking to do that same piece of content without you having to wait for someone to create a group or actively be looking to see if one is posted. And I bet you Blizzard could do this easily within a month, where creating an add-on like this would take several months with much less success. But sadly, it is something that I have been looking into. Also, why haven't you introduced an honor and conquest catch-up system this late into the patch cycle? Players have been asking for months for you to allow players to transfer their honor to alts or create a way for new characters to acquire honor faster than currently. I mentioned this during the Shadowlands beta, and the amount of honor you need to gear a character is astronomical for retail standards. Not to mention, at this point in the patch cycle, new characters are so outgeared because of the absurd power creep that happens throughout the expansion that it takes even longer due to your inability to win matches in a competitive setting.
I'm getting polyed, triple the R, totally fine. Shifting poggers, cancel his combust. He's dead, man! Frick, man! Alright, well, we tried.
Also, when you say you want to hear more from the community, it's extremely frustrating because players have been asking for solo queue for years, so much so that we even had Halinka and other developers address it at several Q&As. And on top of that, players have been spamming the word solo queue for weeks now in the AWC chat, as well as during BlizzCon Online. And it wasn't just a couple players, it was nearly the entire chat. You also have other high-rated players advocating for the game mode, and recently Skillcapped asked me to come on their podcast to discuss the topic as they felt it was so important. Arena and RBG participation is plummeting due to your inability to make changes for the game that would solve so many of these issues. At the start, I had never seen so much participation in PvP. Everyone was playing together. But as soon as players started acquiring gear and achievements, new players were left behind due to the poor group finder tool. And even if you are a long-time existing player, making an ult this late into the patch is so daunting that most players don't even bother trying. Companies invest millions of dollars into the but they know it will in turn result in players getting excited and potentially playing their product. But in order to compete in PvP or PvE for a casual player, you have to do all the things I mentioned previously before even considering to play. Instead of asking for funding for the AWC and the competitors, or any other competitive WoW esport, we need to ask Blizzard to fund the development team so they can solve all these issues that prevent players from getting involved in the first place. We don't even know when 9.1 will be released, and you don't tell players how long a season will go on for. Instead of creating a set time for each season like other games, you randomly give us a 2-week notice when the season is going to end. And sometimes we don't even get that. This causes so many players to stop queuing, sit raiding, and causes the competitive PvP scene to literally evaporate into the ether. There is no new content planned for the game until 9.1, and we've been doing the same exact thing for the past several months. And instead of making it easier for new players to get into the game or existing players to make ults, you just add a new doggo power for Torghast in hopes that it gets players excited.
There will be all new powers, because we know, powers are one of the star pieces of Torghast. A chance to break the rules, a chance to be overpowered.
I mean, honestly, I know that was a lot, and I could go on for a while, like why there are separate ranks of honor gear this late into the patch cycle that start at item level 150. I'm not trying to be negative, but it is just super frustrating, because I wish I could make some of these simple changes myself. I know these issues will get fixed, but why does it have to take so long? But I can't sit here and complain and expect things to happen without trying to do anything myself. So as mentioned earlier, here's what I can do to help you for supporting my videos in the past. A lot of you guys are looking for queues, right? You're looking to get better, you want to surround yourself with other like-minded players in hopes that one day you can push Gladiator or maybe rank 1. Well, until Blizzard decides to fix this LFG problem, I've decided to create a PvP guild. In fact, the guild has already been created and has over 400 applications with 200 members. I've been working on this for the past several weeks now and have put so much work into making this something that is worth your time. I've teamed up with other experienced players in the community to give as many people the opportunity to improve. PvP guilds have been dead for quite some time now, and I really want to change that. What we have worked on over the past couple weeks is to create several bracketed RBG teams that will help you work your way up the ladder. This isn't boosting, but rather a training program for different rating brackets aimed towards assisting you with natural progression. Instead of being on a team full of boosters, you will be placed with players around your rating while being led by an experienced player that will help you with your climb. I am also using applications for this guild, which you can find down below if you are interested, so that I can do the LFG work for you, making sure you don't encounter players lying about their achievements or being overly toxic. Now, I currently am accepting players of all skill ranges to ensure that everyone that joins has people to play with. I'm looking for as much help as I can, so if you want to assist in leading groups, you can also let me know. Right now, I'm slowly inviting players as I don't want to cause the guild to become overcrowded, and I don't want to leave those who joined late behind. This guild will be on NA Horde Tichondrius, and I know players that are on Alliance may be feeling left out. So I highly recommend you check out Oasis, that is run by Cherry. She's an excellent beginner community for rated battlegrounds that assist players in their competitive journey, and you can find that information down below. And for those of you in EU, I am only one person, and although I am getting a lot of help with this project has already been quite the endeavor. But maybe one day. Right now, I'm trying to start small. I want to help the people that I can, and I want to give them as much help as I can before trying to open it up as a community or to do other regions. I do hope this does inspire other players within the community though. Us longtime players can make a difference if we start working together, and I really hope Blizzard sees this video and decides to do the same. Because if nothing changes, this expansion that started off so great will slowly go down the same path it always has. But that doesn't mean it has to be that way for you. If you can find that friend group for the time being that is willing to stick with you, everything can change.
'Cause I'm on the floor, don't know what for, feels like I got hit with a 2x4, and I'm begging on my knees. I whispered you, but you didn't reply. Makes me wonder why I even tried. My only option left is to unsubscribe. I hate using LFG. No one wants to queue with me.
I appreciate all of your time. Thank you for supporting this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.